You got it locked into the Division Podcast, episode 15, live from AOC Studios,
15.
downtown Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm the moderator, Ryan G.
I'm Mr. Taylor.
And I'm Reggie F, baby.
Reggie F, you made it back this week, man. How was your time off?
Oh, man, it was really good. You know, I don't really consider it time off.
Yeah.
I stayed busy the whole time.
Yeah. Well, we glad to have you back,
We did our catching
man.
up last week. You just ain't make it back for the
I didn't make it back for the show straight out the gate of the 2021, but
your holidays was good.
Yeah, holidays was great. Holidays was good. I enjoyed it, and I'm ready for 2021.
Who you telling?
We got a big year ahead of us, and I'm ready for what's coming.
Okay.
Well, check it out. We gonna hop straight into sports. We had a lot of stuff that happened. NBA, we had a lot that happened. College football, Alabama won the championship. We're gonna get into that later. But first, we're gonna start
SEC, baby.
Wild card weekend just concluded, and we're gonna go to the resident Saint fan first. We had the Saints versus the Bears. Let's hop into it.
Wild card weekend.
Time out.
Your thoughts, man.
We not going to the resident Saints fans first. We going to the only person in here that have a team in the playoffs. So let's make that very clear.
Oh, that's what we doing.
Let's make that very clear. I'm back. I'm back, and we not gonna miss a moment.
Focus on your team.
I'm focused on our team, but I want you to give me a better introduction next time. This not regular season. We playing for a championship.
Well, y'all ain't
right
playing
here.
after next week, so
We going for the championship. All right, so the New Orleans Saints, we did start off slow against the Chicago Bears. Halftime, I had people texting me, they was nervous and stuff, and I was like, we all right. We gonna be all right. They gonna wake up. It's just, I noticed we played to our opponent. We didn't come out there ready to knock their head off. We came out there thinking, it was gonna be pretty much a walk in the park.
Man, the Bears couldn't
And whenever we decided it was time to turn it on, we did.
The Bears couldn't
Drew
get a
Brees
first down.
finished with 28 of 39, 265 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. You had Kamara, 23 carries, 1 yard short of 100 yards with 1 touchdown. He tried to get that yard, but Chicago, they got a pretty good defense. Mm-hmm. If they had a real good offense or a decent offense, hey, they probably would go further. Not against us, but they'll probably go further in the playoffs.
Man, get out of here with
They're
that.
a pretty good team. I know their defense. They got a good defense.
Go ahead on.
So, like I said, we did. We had players contributed. Wide receiver, man, Harris, the 7 catches, 83 yards. He was our top wide receiver. So shout out to the New Orleans Saints for taking care of their business in the first round of the playoffs. Second round, we have Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're heading to New Orleans.
Let's go to work, Tom.
This week coming up.
They about to play the GOAT.
Preview them in a little bit.
We on to the next one. We beat Tampa Bay 2 times this year. The second time we really destroyed them. We didn't beat them. We destroyed them. And I know the thing about, it's always hard to beat the team 3 times in a row, but at the same time, whenever you start beating up somebody you done beat already, they might start thinking that, man, we don't have a chance. So it goes both ways.
But you playing the playoff Tom Brady.
Yeah, and he's playing the playoff Drew Brees.
You ain't seen him yet.
Man, we're going to preview that,
guess
y'all.
what?
You ain't seen playoff Tom yet.
Our defense won
you
time
ain't seen
so
playoff
bad.
Tom
We're
yet.
going to give them the proper time,
You seen another time.
But let's get on to the other games.
Just
Let's
say
get
the
on to the other
Patriots
one.
time, Will.
It ain't about the Pats.
Yeah,
we
that's
talking
what it's
Tom.
about.
We talking
He
about
with
the
a
GOAT.
whole different team.
We talking about the GOAT.
Ravens and the Titans.
We talking about the GOAT that barely beat who last week?
Don't matter.
Washington? You
Fur
talking about
not
Washington?
Y'all look like y'all bad.
You talking about Washington?
Y'all struggle with the
Fur
Bears.
is not here, so we're going to talk about the
14
Ravens and the
points to the
Titans
Bears?
amongst ourselves.
Shout out
right
to
here.
Lil Platt.
You
Shout
know
out
what
to
I'm
Lil
saying?
Platt doing his thing.
They beat Tennessee. This was a good game right here. Lamar Jackson, he had 179, 17 to 24 passing, 136 yards rushing and a touchdown.
That long run he had for that touchdown, he kicked in another gear.
Marquise Brown,
Yeah, he
Hollywood
sure did.
Brown, 7 receptions.
Shout out to that
109,
defense for bundling up Derrick Henry.
40 yards.
King Henry couldn't do nothing.
Nothing.
At
What he had, like
all.
40-something yard rushing?
40.
The
40.
Ravens had
40
something to
yards
prove.
rushing.
4-0.
The Ravens had something to prove, and they played like they had something to prove.
I think I'm gonna play Grim like that in a colluded tournament. That same defense.
Shut them down.
That same defense.
So the Ravens is on to the next for them. They're gonna be playing Buffalo. We're gonna preview that game coming up in a little bit. That's gonna be a good
Buffalo.
one. And
Furry had a nice run. Furry had a nice run.
They looking at a 40 to 50% chance of snow in that game.
You had a nice run, Furry.
And I saw the reports that Lamar is concerned about the snow.
Lamar's never played in the snow.
He's not
concerned.
Yes, that's gonna stop his speed very drastically.
Well,
He
he's
said
gonna
he's
have to
never
throw the ball.
played
Now you gonna have to pass it, baby.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. We're gonna see.
I hope them plats not too tight.
Next game we had the Bills and the Colts. Josh
Colts.
Allen, MVP candidate. He had a great game. Close game, though.
Shout out to Mr. Rivers.
27-24. Josh Allen was 28 for 35. He threw 324, 2 touchdowns.
Shout out to Stephon Diggs.
Also rushed for 54 yards. And
Shout out to
touchdown.
Cole Beasley, man. You know, hey, people sleeping on Cole Beasley, but I seen something the other day, and he had more yards and touchdowns and all kind of statistical stats. Hey, it's better than a whole bunch of good receivers that's out. Andre Hopkins, Brown from the Titans. It's a whole lot of them, man. They're not giving him his props. Cole Beasley, check his stats for the year. This boy is all pro this year.
Indy had a good game, too. Phillip Rivers had over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. It just...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Shout out to Phillip Rivers, man. But
Stephon Diggs, 6
the
catches,
referees made some
128 yards and a
questionable
touchdown.
calls out there. They were saying the referees, questionable calls out there in Buffalo. But, man, look, it is what it is. We already know when it comes to the playoffs and the referees, you can't let that be the reason.
but the defenders had some plays that they could have took back. Like one time they was about to sack the quarterback, and the guy jumped in the air, and it was like 3rd and 14, and then Allen scrambled and hit Diggs on the sideline for the first down. Like you don't jump. Like go after the quarterback like you're supposed to. Yeah. That play might have not even happened because that was a big play towards in the second half. So they can go back and look at a few plays like that they did wrong that cost them the game. So I wouldn't blame it on the refs.
So Buffalo's also moving on to the next. Their first playoff victory since 1995.
Wow. Hey, isn't that the last year y'all won a Super Bowl, Ryan?
Now look what he wanted to.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Isn't that the last year?
We won in 96, Reg.
Oh, 1 year after that. Okay.
So you saying the Bills made it back to relevance before the Cowboys?
Before the Cowboys.
They won a playoff game. We won a playoff game 2 years ago.
When?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yes. Don't start. Don't come in here starting your mess.
How many of y'all lost prior to that?
We're not talking about teams that are not in the playoffs.
What about when Dez dropped that ball?
Oh, he caught that ball.
Look him.
He caught that ball. Dez caught that ball,
Tampa Bay, Washington. Tom Brady, the GOAT, who now Mr. Whalen is all on Tampa Bay.
Shout out to TB12, man.
Why y'all keep saying Tom Brady,
the GOAT? 31, 23.
How you saying he the GOAT, man?
Tampa Bay.
You talking about he the GOAT?
Stop that.
Well,
how he not the GOAT?
Since we talking the GOAT.
What you we talking about team awards?
He don't want to talk about nothing but the Saints.
We talking about team awards?
He had 381, 2 touchdowns,
Why
22 for 40.
He the
GOAT.
Leonard Fournette, 93 rushing yards on 19 attempts. He also
how
had
many
4
yards?
receptions.
How many yards Tom threw for?
381.
381
Mike
at 43 years old.
Well, and that is not your quarterback anymore. You need to just refrain from the conversation.
Why ain't Tom the GOAT, Reg?
You was cursing Tom out at the beginning of the year.
Why ain't Tom the GOAT though?
Why he not the GOAT?
Yeah, I mean, we talking about team sports.
Oh, okay, all right.
I mean, championships. That's a team thing, right? Are we gonna do individual numbers?
He got the stats too.
We're gonna do individual. He had more stats than who?
When people
he got
say
more
Tom
touchdowns
Brady
than
to go,
everybody.
He don't have more touchdowns than Drew Brees.
You want to bet?
Yeah, let's bet.
How much?
He don't have more touchdown passes
Go
than
look
Drew
it up.
Brees, and he don't have more yards.
Did you watch the podcast last week?
Oh yeah, Drew Brees was out some games. I forgot. I forgot.
Okay,
you right.
You must ain't watched the podcast
the man got
last
6
week.
rings,
You right.
Bro.
Look, man, we're not gonna talk about that because we already have the discussion about the rings. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Same thing with Michael Jordan. We have that conversation.
Make a whole new argument.
Well, this the same. It's the same thing.
Tom Brady,
just like with Michael Jordan.
Tom Brady.
It's a the Super Bowls. A Super Bowls is a team sport.
Reg, but
you understand?
They 1 and 2.
Tom Brady
talking over people don't make you right.
I know.
Talking over people and talking loud don't make you right.
I know a couple Super Bowls where Tom didn't perform like Tom and still won the Super Bowl.
But he won the game. The stats is 1 and 2 in everything. Either it's 1 and 2.
So is Drew
and Tom.
So is Drew.
1 and 2. But guess what? He got 6 championships.
So who is the GOAT then, Reg?
he had a better team.
So
One
who is the GOAT then,
championship.
Reg?
Huh?
Who is the GOAT then?
I mean, that's up for
Well,
opinion.
then,
You know what I'm saying?
man. Hush,
I
man.
said Drew the GOAT.
Shout out to Tom, man.
I said
doing
Drew
it.
Brees the GOAT.
43
Drew
years
Brees
old.
got more
doing it.
passing yards than any quarterback
Tampa
in
Bay.
NFL history.
On to the
They
next
are
Tampa
on
Bay.
And
to
he
the
gonna
next.
finish with the passing.
On to the next.
2
They're
Super
moving
Bowls.
on. Congratulations to Tampa Bay. Now that's gonna be the game. We're
I'm
gonna
just
preview
saying.
that in a little bit. Tampa Bay going
Shout
to
out
New
to the
Orleans.
GOAT, man.
Shout out to Tom Brady.
Hey, I saw him hook up with Antonio Brown for like 4 weeks in a row.
Yep.
That's good.
Getting them ready.
That's
Next
good.
game, we got the Rams and the Seahawks.
Aaron
A
Donald
lot of
said
people
that,
that picked Seattle.
Aaron Donald said they wanted the
Well, not right.
Seahawks.
It was 30-20. Cam Akers, he had 131 rushing on 28 attempts, 1 touchdown.
That's for him. He didn't come through till the end of the year when I didn't need him no more.
Aaron Donald, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for losses. He just disrupted Seattle's offense the whole game. Russell Wilson, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 174. He really didn't have a great game. 5 receptions for DK Metcalf, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. But they weren't enough for the Rams. Y'all thoughts?
They just Russell needs some he needs some help. Bobby Wagner went out by the 3rd quarter. Was banged up, gimpy the rest of the game. I like what Russ do. And for everybody to say that he just a run around Brett Favre type of quarterback,
I don't believe
I'm
that.
looking at Aaron Donald bust through the line with less than 2 seconds, and he back there in the backfield. So I mean, either Russ gonna sit there and take a
Offensive line
sack,
need help.
or he got to get out of there.
Offensive line definitely need
Yeah,
help.
I mean, Carson had a couple good rushes late in the game. He finished with 77 yards, but by no means is Chris Carson just outstanding running back to me.
Yeah, they also need some running back help because you got to give Russ some more help. As
Russ
far
been
as like the
toting
running
that
game.
team, man, with a little Lockett. I mean, I like Metcalf coming in the form, but he dropped a couple balls this year.
I mean, their defense did really good. You know, their linebackers, they benefit from Aaron Donald all day, too. And they had some really good game. They had a really good game on Sunday as well. You know, Aaron Donald, he had that injury, that rib injury. But, of course.
Man, Aaron Donald had like 7 pressures like at halftime.
Yeah, he injured himself on a sack.
Yeah, okay, I was about to say.
On a sack. And
he the truth.
But he did say he's gonna be ready for the next game. He said he feels good. I think what happened was I think they might have fell on it. You know, when you fall on your rib and kind of get that little pain.
What's going on with the quarterback situation? They still got Wofford. He went out.
They haven't announced it yet.
No, they
announced it.
haven't announced it. But at this point,
from the thumb.
But at this point, I say they just go with golf, man. I mean, because
man, he got a thumb injury.
Yeah, I understand that. But he played in the last game and won the game.
People
like
are saying
he wasn't really looking good either.
he wasn't, but they won the game.
people not saying that's
they
because
won
of
the
golf
game.
thumb.
Because I don't know
The only pass I saw was the one that Jamal Adams fell back and Cup caught a deep ball, but he threw for 150 yards.
People saying the golf thumb was fine last week. That's
I
what
don't
they
know.
saying.
It didn't
And they
look
saying
fine.
that they put Wofford in there because they felt like they had a better chance to win with Wofford up in there. And then when
Wofford got
Wofford
a
got hurt, you
concussion,
had to put
yeah.
golf back up in there.
I think that what they was trying to do, they was gonna let him play and see if they could win that game with him and maybe rest him for the next game. But you know, he didn't play. He didn't get a chance to rest. So my thing is just put him in the game. And the other guy who almost broke his neck, you know,
Wofford, yeah.
I don't even know if he's gonna be able to play this week.
I heard he was practicing though. I heard he was practicing. We don't know. But with that being said, LA Rams. On
Steven
to
Adams
the
went
next,
to
man.
shake his hand. He didn't even want to look at him.
On to the next.
I was like, it's not his fault, man. You put your head down like that.
Next game, this was probably the upset of the weekend. The Browns and the Steelers, 48-37, and it wasn't even that close.
Really just wasn't about the upset. It was about the beatdown.
Yeah, it was.
28 nothing in the first quarter.
First quarter, you had
That's what it was about.
Baker Mayfield.
That's what it was about.
21-34.
It was about Pouncy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
263, 3 touchdowns. You had Nick Chubb toting the rock, 18 attempts, 76 yards, 4 receptions for 68 yards and a TD, and Jarvis Landry 5 receptions, 92 yards. Go ahead, Rick.
Shout out to Pouncy for starting the game off with a snap 18 miles over the quarterback head to give Cleveland Browns their first touchdown. And man, he's an all-pro center. It's not raining. It's beautiful weather. This is the first round.
He was excited, man.
Man,
That's what started it off, though. That's what started it
excited.
off.
Sometimes, I think they get that extra check.
But speaking of the Steelers,
I'm gonna just leave it like that.
They finished the year 1-5 after starting 11-0.
Wow.
A lot of people saying Big Ben is washed. What do y'all think?
Man, I don't.
Big Ben threw for about 500 yards.
I'm not gonna blame it on Big Ben, man, because so now that they went 1-5, now Big Ben is washed. But when they was going 11-0, Big Ben was looking amazing. He lost weight. He was ready, and all of this. I mean, make up your mind what it's gonna be.
A lot of people saying
man,
maybe
Big
the
Ben
defense
threw for 500 yards that night.
What? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Garbage time, huh? Garbage yards.
It doesn't matter.
They come back.
But what I think their defense fell apart these last 6 games.
Well, everybody got hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, everybody got hurt.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
had a lot of injuries
Because
and
that's who
whatnot.
was really they was winning games on offense.
And they
no
can't
doubt.
run the ball. They can't run the ball neither.
Man,
No.
let me tell you what's wrong with them. They got Big Ben out there with no restraints doing whatever he want to do. The boy threw the ball 68 times, and they can't run the ball.
That's why he got to throw it so
Connor
many
is
times.
sometime, and I mean the receivers drop balls all game,
But
all year.
They
But
did drop a lot of balls.
They got the most drops in the league.
They drop a lot
Yeah,
of
but
balls.
let me tell you this. Let's flip to the other side.
Big
Okay,
Ben threw for
Let's-
4 picks and 4 interceptions, 4 touchdowns.
Let's flip to
501 yards.
Let's flip to the other side of the field. Now we saying all of this about Big Ben, but let's talk about how the Cleveland Browns offense been on fire. Let's talk about how their defense been pretty good
Well,
for
let's talk-
years.
well, let's
They
talk
just didn't
about-
have an offense
They
to
played
match it.
well.
Well,
They
let's
played
talk
well.
about they didn't have a coaching staff.
Yeah, no offensive coaching staff. None.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And you get blew out. You got a team. You Mike Tomlin, and you looking across the field at the special team coach.
Yeah.
And nobody else that's familiar with the coaching staff. They was missing what, 7 coaches?
Yeah. Including the head coach.
Including the head
We
coach.
all picked the
Offensive
Steelers up in here
coordinator.
last week.
Yeah.
Not,
Everybody.
well,
We
I
thought-
didn't. I picked Cleveland.
You weren't in here, though.
I wasn't with y'all, but that's who I picked.
I picked the Steelers.
I picked Cleveland.
Yeah, because, I mean, without
Come
your
on,
offensive
man.
coach, you just figure.
You can't get in these boys' head. Come on now.
the
Why
game
you
started
can't?
off bad.
But you can't look. Apparently, the players must have came in there underestimating them.
Yeah.
They saw all of that and they was like, "Man, we're about to beat the bricks off of them." They don't
Even,
have coaches,
Even Chase Claypool
They
said
didn't
after the
have
game
a coach.
they were talking with him like on Instagram, and he said, "Yeah, they beat us, but they still gonna get whooped next week, so it don't matter."
That's
like,
just
he's
hating.
still not respecting them.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, that's just hating.
And shout out to Juju Smith talking about that's the same old Browns because he lit a fire underneath them
Yeah,
when
he
he
did.
said that last week. So shout out to him for doing that. He shouldn't have wake him up.
So Cleveland Browns
Yep.
on to
Yeah,
the
exactly
next
right.
man. That is surprising right there.
Don't poke a sleeping bear.
No, man.
Man.
Y'all gonna talk about they the same old Browns?
You
Okay.
then they got hit upside the head with a
Okay.
helmet again.
Cleveland, this one's for you, baby.
Man, shout out to Baker, shout out to Garrett, shout out to Chubb, shout out to Hakeem Hunt. I mean, look, Jarvis Landry. Man, look,
So
shout
what-
out to the Browns. Hey, you remember y'all was clowning me last year when I picked them to go for. Y'all clowned me when I
You
was
had got
saying
off
what,
them, though,
what can
Reg.
Browns do for
You
you.
had got off him this year though.
I didn't get
When they had a little
I
bad
didn't-
stretch.
I didn't talk about them too much because I wasn't sure what they was gonna do this year.
Well, here we go. This is where we at right now. With all that being said, all the wild card is over with. We're getting ready for the divisional round. Your Saturday games, we have the LA Rams at the Green Bay Packers, the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. Sunday game, you're going to have the Cleveland Browns at the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're going to have the Tampa Bay Bucks at the New Orleans Saints. So let's preview these games coming up, fellas. We got probably the last time we're ever going to see this matchup because Drew Brees is going to retire after this year. You got
After
the
we win the
Saints,
Super Bowl, you right?
Saints Bucks.
I'm
Preview it. Let's talk on it.
I'm
Let's
going with
speak
the
on
GOAT.
it, man.
Yeah, we didn't got it started. I'm going with the GOAT. 43-year-old Tom almost hit 400 yards last week. Hey, I done seen him getting Gronk involved. Mike Evans going over 100 yards every week. 4 weeks in a row, Antonio Brown to score a touchdown. Hey, look, the only bad weeks I saw with Tom, like the week they played the Saints, Antonio Brown just came in the building and they wasn't in sync. Now it look like they in rolling full steam ahead, and they ain't seen playoff Tom yet because they never made it to the big dance, but they about to see playoff Tom this week.
It's very hard to beat a team 3 times in the same year. I'm just got to say that.
Devin White, LSU prospect, about to lock up Alvin Kamara. He run a 4.32.
Oh, they're going to
So he could.
They
It look
better lock him
pretty
down.
balanced to
That's
me.
the MVP of the team right there. They
Yep.
better lock him. If they
Yep.
don't lock him down, they don't have a chance.
Devin White is about to lock him down.
Reg.
So you up here talking about Tom Brady and Antonio Brown, huh?
And Mike
So
Evans.
that's
And
hold on.
Gronk.
Time out. He didn't even mention nobody else. He
And
just
Gronk and
all he
Mike
mentioned
Evans.
was Antonio
I
Brown.
said Mike
So
Evans been going over
you didn't
100
say none
yards.
of them. You didn't say none of them.
Look at rewinding.
Okay.
I said Mike Evans been going over 100 yards.
But
Gronk done got involved.
Antonio is
AB.
Antonio and Tom is what you talked about a whole lot.
That's
you know,
what-
look, one thing I could say, Tom Brady is a great quarterback.
The greatest.
He's one of the greatest.
greatest.
He's one of the
Nah, ain't
greatest
no
of
one of
all
those
time.
greatest.
He is the
Look, man,
greatest.
he's
Ain't
one of
no
the greatest
one
of
of
all
those
time.
greatest.
He is the GOAT.
So with that being said, I've watched Tom. That's whack. That sound like old sick cowgirl.
Come on, man.
Hey, listen, man.
Give your analysis. Keep going.
Tom Brady, the one thing I know about Tom Brady, and we could all agree, and if y'all don't agree, then y'all lying to yourself.
Okay.
Tom Brady, one thing about Tom Brady is when you apply pressure on Tom Brady and you don't let him get comfortable, Tom Brady have the sorriest games that he ever played, and you wouldn't even call him the GOAT.
But
When
let me
you see,
talk to you.
hold on, time out. When he played against the Saints and looked like crap in Tampa Bay, and the same thing in New Orleans, did he look like the GOAT that day, or did Drew Brees look like the GOAT?
That was week one.
Okay.
That was week one with a bunch of people he never played with coronavirus.
So it was week one.
No preseason. No preseason.
You hear the excuses?
And then he come back the next week. He come back the next week and play him. Antonio Brown just came back
so
in
that's
the building.
Okay, so when
they
they
adjusted
lose
the whole offense.
So when they lose Saturday, what's gonna be the reason then? What's gonna be the reason?
What's gonna be the reason when y'all
What's
lose?
gonna be the reason?
What's gonna be the reason when they beat y'all?
Listen to me. They coming to New Orleans.
Drew Brees' ribs was hurt.
They coming to New Orleans
With no crowd.
It don't matter if we have a crowd.
With
You
like
coming?
100 people.
Yeah, we didn't have a crowd the last time they came in. What happened?
That was week one.
It doesn't matter.
You beating the GOAT 3 times 1 year.
Man, Tom Brady
Let me tell you
is
something.
about to walk
Let me
the
tell you
dog
something.
on these boys.
We need to check the numbers. But after Saturday, Drew Brees is gonna be 6-2 or 5-2 against Tom lifetime. So don't tell me nothing about Tom the GOAT. You understand? Every time he faced Drew Brees,
They don't even
what you
play
mean?
each other.
What you mean? If he's 6-2 against Tom lifetime, you tell me what
Brees
that
not
mean.
even playing whole games.
He don't have
But they had
to.
to
He
put-
don't have to be. He don't have to be whenever he.
Get out of here.
They run a
boy.
play action the other day. Had to put
Kamara's
Taysom
you
Hill
keep
in.
talking about Brees. Kamara's the MVP.
Man, they put
He's
yeah,
the MVP.
that's the MVP.
I'm talking about Tom
That's the
Brady and Drew
MVP.
Brees' record against each other head to
Man,
head.
Brees,
give
That's
Alvin
what I'm talking
Kamara-
about.
20 yards.
That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about their head to head, Ryan.
I'm talking about the game.
I'm
I'm
right
talking
now,
about their head
the
to
boy
head.
can't throw the ball over
20
40 yards.
No, he
Okay,
cannot.
whatever. You know what?
Period.
Tom Brady. Guess what? Tom Brady is scared of the Saints defense.
Oh my goodness.
Trust me.
The GOAT.
Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
So I guess the picks.
You gonna
is
call him?
Bucks,
You know what you gonna call him
Bucks,
Saturday?
Saints.
Saturday you gonna call him the choke instead of the goat.
Just make sure
he gonna
you,
be the choke.
Just make sure you on time for the podcast next week.
I will be.
Yeah, make sure.
And make sure you
we
wear
gonna-
a
we
bag
gonna talk
over your
about
head
this.
with that jersey next week
We're
too.
gonna talk about this.
You
That
make
could be
sure
a
you
bet.
wear a bag
That
over
could be
your
a bet.
head with that jersey next week.
That could be
This
a
the
bet.
GOAT.
Yeah, how about that? Let's bet that.
This
So
the
if
GOAT.
New Orleans win the game,
You gotta wear
you
a
gotta
paper
wear a
bag.
bag on your head next week
the
with that
first 5 minutes of the
Tom
podcast.
Brady jersey for the first 5
I'll do
minutes.
that. I'll
And
do that.
you wearing a bag when y'all lose?
Me and Waylon.
If that's what y'all want.
the bag bet. Okay, I'll do it.
The
I'll
bag
do it.
bet.
The bag
So
bet.
if the Saints win, y'all both come in here and y'all wear bags on your head for the first 5 minutes. And I'm going to sit up there and
But
clown
if the
y'all.
Bucks win,
And I want you to wear a Saints jersey and a bag on your head.
yes, just like the good old days.
Well, Ryan, I want you to
Go.
wear something with time on and a bag on your head.
No, you.
Well, I'm gonna have to go to Wade and go get a time.
Well, you need to go borrow one of his jerseys that look like a pajama on you and put that bag on top of your
Well,
head.
it's a bag bet.
Next game,
It's
man.
official. We got the bag bet.
The bag bet is on, people.
Who's supplying the bag? Do I need to
I'm
bring
going
one?
to buy two.
A paper
I'm going to
bag.
buy
Good
2
brown,
bags.
sturdy
Paper
paper
bag.
bag.
I'm going to buy
Sturdy.
2 big brown
Sturdy.
paper bags
There we
because
go.
your head the
You know
size
what?
of an elephant head right now.
You know what? Just get some plastic bags.
Next game, man. Next game. we
No,
got-
no plastic bag.
No, it gotta be
we
a
want
brown
a brown bag because I'm gonna put some eyes on it and everything. I'm gonna put y'all
Nah,
face
just
on y'all
bring
bag.
bring some plastic.
he
bring
drawing
a
faces.
I'm bringing it and I'm gonna draw something on the bag. So I
Bring-
want y'all
I
to
can see
wear.
Red drawing some faces.
I
on the
sure
bag.
will.
bring a plastic bag so you can pass out.
Next game, fellas, we got the Rams and the Packers.
Y'all some haters.
Bring old
Tom
plastic
not
bag
even
and
your
suck it
quarterback
up
no
in
more,
there.
man.
At the end of them 5 minutes, he gonna be weak.
You was Bill Belichick all year, and now you Tom, man. You said, let's
Come
go on,
on,
man. The
man.
Rams and the Packers.
Rams, Packers,
I'm taking
man.
I'm
Number
taking the
one
Rams.
seed.
I'm taking the Rams, so we could bring it to New Orleans
I
for
don't
the
know if it's gonna
NFC
be-
Championship.
I don't know if it's gonna be snowing out there. It might be snowing out there.
You taking the Rams because you scared of Rodgers?
No, I'm taking the Rams because it might be snowing that next weekend.
You taking the Rams because you don't want to see Green Bay.
I don't want the Saints to play in the snow.
Nah, he don't want Drew Brees to have to throw in the snow.
Oh
Thank
no,
you.
Drew Brees been throwing in the
Thank
snow since
you.
he was a kid.
Thank you.
Since he was a kid.
He ain't no kid
Have you
no
seen
more.
this man play lately?
Who?
Like, have we been watching the same games?
He
Who
almost
you talking about, Ryan?
Red.
Breeze.
You talking about the quarterback that almost passed for 300 yards last game
He
with
loved
2
to throw in
touchdowns
the
and no
snow.
interceptions?
He
Dink
al-
and dunk.
He
Dink and
almost
dunk.
he this far from underhanding the ball, Reg.
Packers Rams, man. Packers Rams. Packers Rams. We got the number 1 seed.
Rams. Let's go Rams.
Lambeau Field. People saying the Rams are the number 1 defense in the playoffs. Y'all thoughts?
I got Green Bay, baby.
I'm going Rams.
Green Ram.
Green Rams.
I don't think they're the number 1 defense. I think the Saints probably playing the best defense right now.
Thank you very much, and we're going to get that time.
I'm taking Green Bay. I'm taking Green Bay.
I mean, I like Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. Donald banged up right now.
Yeah.
Might I add, and they finna run up against some offense now.
Yeah, yes, team that can actually put up some
Somebody.
points. We're gonna see. Now we're gonna see if the week off hurt them. Do y'all believe
I'ma
that
tell
when
you.
teams have a bye week that hurts them for the next week, or would you rather keep
It just
playing?
depends
Hey,
on where you at.
It all depends on that team
Yeah,
with
it
their
dep-
mindset.
it depends on where you at
It
in
all
the
depends
season.
on the mindset of that team, man. Because some people can take that week and really get that rest and come out ready, and some people could come and it might take them the
it's
second quarter to
it's
get
some
right.
teams that had to make the, that actually gave it all they got at the end of the season to get the position they in, or you know what I'm saying. So if you banged up, then that bye weeks is time.
Yeah,
it's
it helps you.
timely.
Helps you out.
Yeah.
Okay, next game, cause we gotta roll with it. We gotta roll with it. Ravens and Bills. Ravens at the Bills. Might be snowing. Lamar has never played in the snow before, and the Bills are playing great football. MVP candidate Josh Allen. Y'all thoughts?
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Ravens just simply because of the performance of their defense last week. And if they come out and play defense like that again and it's snowing, it's gonna be tough for Buffalo.
I say this, and I watched some of that Ravens game, and they've been trying to put Lamar in the pocket and all that. Let Lamar be Lamar, and you'll win some games.
Let him do what he does, bro.
Just gonna let him be Lamar. What you got? The division round, the conference round, and the Super Bowl. You got 3 more games. I'm gonna let him loose right here if it was me, because I'm gonna tell you, if he didn't get loose last week and break out for that 52-yard touchdown run and use his feet when he need to use it, they'd have been in trouble.
But is he gonna be able to run in the snow though? That's
Man,
the thing.
is you gonna be able to tackle him in the snow? When you got somebody that's elusive like that, it's hard to tackle.
Yeah, but
Because you ain't got no traction on your feet. The linebackers, you overrun Lamar Jackson and it's over.
But he's not gonna have traction either, though. And
Yeah,
but
he got just as much traction as they do.
But Ryan, and whenever you're running and you have the ball, you have more control of what can happen.
That's right.
Because you know what you're
You
about
know
to
what
do.
you about to do.
He don't know. And all you
And
do
when
is
they
make
go
that
sliding
little
by
move, make a little move,
and they gonna go sliding
sliding
15
in that snow, and he
yards.
going another direction.
And he can't stop himself from sliding.
Even because you got to think about it this way. Yeah, Lamar gonna be slower, but so is the other players.
That's right. As long as they run
But
on
he's
the
still
same
gonna be
playing
faster
field.
than them, but it's gonna be slower.
So who's y'all picks?
I'm gonna go
I'm
ahead and
going
go
with
with
the
the
Ravens.
Ravens. I'm gonna go with the Ravens too.
I'm taking Buffalo.
I like what Buffalo did this year.
I like him too. I like Buffalo.
Stephon Diggs. I saw they signed Devontae Freeman because that Moss
They
kid is
did.
out.
They did.
Yeah,
They did.
they're gonna be there for a lot of years to come. So shout out to the Buffalo Bills. I think it stops this Sunday.
I think Lamar just
Bills
I think he gonna
Mafia,
be
shout
Lamar.
out.
Last game we previewing, we got the Browns at the Chiefs. Now we hated on the Browns last week. We thought they were gonna get ramrodded, so we're not gonna do that this week. We're gonna give them some respect this week.
They coach is gonna be back, huh?
Their coach is gonna be back, but I believe the Chiefs are gonna win. That's my thoughts on that. I think
I'm
the
going
Chiefs,
for the upset of the year. I'm taking the
It will
Browns.
be the upset. It will be the upset.
What
of
can
the year.
Brown do
I'm
for
taking
you,
Baker
huh?
Mayfield and that Cleveland Browns defense right now.
No PM15.
Hey, listen, I think this is gonna be one of them situations where the week gonna hurt them.
Wow. Okay. All right. So this is the upset of the year you calling right here.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
I'm going out on a limb.
Yeah, oh yeah, that boy, you on that limb by yourself.
I ain't gonna put
Shout
it
out to Odell Beckham, man.
It ain't in the realm of possibility, but I'm going with the Chiefs.
Of
Yeah, I'm
course,
taking
y'all gonna take the front runners, and I knew that.
No, they just
So
better than the Browns.
do what y'all do.
I think they just better than the Browns.
Okay.
Period. And they playing at Arrowhead.
So they better than the Browns, but how many games Whalen said that they barely won?
They did
And
badly
against
win.
who?
They did badly win a bunch of them.
And against who?
I think because they the champ and they was ready for the playoff. I don't take that seriously.
I don't think
at
that.
all.
I think that everybody coming at them because they was the champs. I don't think they just took a back seat
But
and
when
won
they turn
games.
it on, they win the game. Like
No, they didn't. Some games they didn't turn it on. Some games they just barely
how
made
many
it
games
out
they
the
lost,
game.
Reg? I don't want to hear how close. How many games they lost?
Ryan,
How many games they lost?
I don't
They
know.
lost 2.
That's it.
I don't know.
That's
and,
it.
and who beat them, Ryan?
Last game, I don't think the starters played.
Who beat them, Ryan?
The Raiders. That one game. I didn't even count the last game because
You don't count the last game.
the players weren't playing.
I don't care. They lost.
They weren't playing.
They lost.
Oh, Reggie.
Period.
Other stuff, ball. Okay, let's let me see. Are we gonna do MVP candidate or are we gonna go to Rookie of the Year? We're gonna save MVP for closer. We're gonna save that. Rookie of the Year candidates, they were announced today. Here are the candidates for the Rookie of the Year. Justin Jefferson, Minnesota Vikings. Y'all thoughts on him real quick? He had a hell of a season coming out of LSU.
Shout out to Justin Jefferson.
I want to see who's. Wait, he the rookie of the year? Or he
No,
the
candidates.
nominee.
Okay.
Candidate.
Let me see the rest of them.
Okay, we got James
Herbert.
Robinson from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well
did-
deserving.
Yep, he
Well
did real
deserving.
good. He did real good.
We also have Justin Herbert,
Another monster.
San Diego Chargers.
Another monster.
Yep.
We also have Jonathan Taylor,
He can't.
Indianapolis Colts.
Nah, he not in that because I had him on fantasy. He didn't come on till the end of the year.
And
So you mad because he came on with fantasy.
Well, no, I'm just saying we talking
Well,
about the whole. They say rookie of the year.
James Robinson
Rookie
faded
of the
out
year.
though. That
And
James
James
Chase
Robinson
Young.
got hurt.
Chase
Yeah,
Young,
he
that's
got
what I'm
hurt.
talking
defensive
about.
side of the ball.
He
Your
didn't play the
last
whole
candidate
year.
Taylor
for
wasn't
Rookie
hurt.
of the Year.
Him
Chase
and Hines
Young.
was splitting carries.
That's what I'm talking about. That's coaching. That wasn't Taylor. They wasn't giving him the ball.
What they did at the end, whenever he
And
started
when they
playing,
did, they started giving the
So
ball.
who's y'all
He
pick,
started
fellas?
tossing.
Who's y'all pick? Who's y'all pick?
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, Waylon.
I like Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson for rookie of the year.
Justin's probably gonna get it. I like James Robinson.
How many yards does he have receiving?
What was it, 13 or-
Yeah, because he broke the record.
He broke the record.
He broke Moss's record.
That-
I want to
that's-
say 12.
That's what
11, 12.
That's what I'm
100,
saying.
Something like that.
as a freaking rookie.
Me, I like James Robinson because he was undrafted free agent or whatnot, and he just was consistent every week. I had him on fantasy too. That's why I know that. So I like James, but Justin's gonna end up getting it. Well deserved. Not hating on the young man for that, but
Yep.
And
it
you
is
gotta
what it is.
and you gotta think about with Justin Jefferson. The first couple games, he wasn't even in the picture.
They wasn't throwing
They
him
wasn't
the
even
ball.
throwing him the ball.
Same thing.
They started throwing him the ball maybe like week 4 or
Same
5,
thing.
and then from there he got all those yards. So just imagine if it would have started off, he might have.
Same thing with Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
In other news, Eagles, they
yeah.
fired
Give him the
their
ball.
coach. This was
Yeah.
kind of surprising
Yeah.
right here. Doug Peterson is out as coach of the
I
Philadelphia
saw that.
Eagles.
It'll pop up on my phone. You saw that?
Man, but somebody was talking to him.
I saw Gerard Mayo was a candidate.
Somebody
the
already was
linebacker
talking to
from
him
the
about
Pats.
going
Oh,
coach
wow,
somewhere.
okay.
That's been our defensive coordinator this whole time, and
In other news, Bill Belichick will not
Hold on.
move forward with the Presidential Medal of Freedom because of all the happenings at the Capitol last week
Yep.
from our president that got impeached.
Bill say he take
Today,
it back. I don't want no part
So
of
Bill
it.
don't want no parts of it. Y'all thoughts?
He doing
That's
the
right.
right thing.
He doing the right
He
thing.
doing the right thing. Hey, listen, I want to say something.
Somebody looking for a friend. That's all that is.
I wanna say something about Peterson real quick.
Real quick.
I think that the Eagles owner or whoever did that was wrong and made a bad decision.
Jeffrey
This
Lurie?
man just won a Super Bowl 3 years ago for you. Yeah, never won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl for you. Had one bad year, and this is a COVID year. Not to mention everything else happened. His quarterback playing like garbage.
Receivers
And
can't stay
Receivers
healthy.
wasn't healthy, and then you just fire him because I think that was a very, very bad decision. That
They
they
saying
did.
reports is that the general manager is power hungry.
Yeah,
and he helped get him
I
out of
think
that.
Peterson
don't know
gonna
how
get
true
a
that
job.
is.
He
somewhere.
will. He was talking to somebody. I just
Last
can't remember
NFL
who.
story, we got Deshaun Watson. Y'all been keeping up with the Texans. He wants to be traded. He doesn't like the environment with the Texans, and he would consider waiving his no trade clause that he has for Tua. A swap with Tua. He wants to go to Miami. black head coach, black general manager, and he likes the culture over there. He would waive his no trade clause to go to Miami.
First of all, Deshaun Watson need to sit down, because I'm gonna tell you this: Tua is not going nowhere. He's not leaving Miami. And number one, Watson, you need to just come on down to New Orleans and let us show you how to play quarterback, and let's win some of these championships. Forget about Miami.
You need to go to Tampa.
Y'all got Jameis, bro.
Come to LA.
Y'all got Jameis.
Jameis gonna be our backup until he learn the playbook. Come down here, Watson.
Man,
forget about Miami. He just want to go to Miami because he took a picture in Miami the other day.
New England waiting on you, Deshaun.
Nah, no, he don't want to go live in the snow. Bill. He want to go where it's warm.
Well, that's all we got for NFL, fellas. We got to keep it moving.
Shout out to the NFL.
National championship game was this past Monday. Big game. Alabama, Ohio State. Heisman Trophy winner Devontae Smith on the field. Perhaps the second quarterback going to be taken in this year's draft, Justin Fields on the field, Saban on one side. You got Ryan Day on the other. So we figured this was going to be an epic matchup, right? Not so much. Didn't end up like that. It started out kind of close, didn't stay like that. 52-24 Alabama. They put a whooping on Ohio State. They really did. Devontae Smith, this is his stats right here. And I'm going to start by saying this. He had 12 receptions for 215, 3 touchdowns. That's not for the whole game. That was the first half. That's what he had in the first half, the Heisman Trophy winner. So congratulations to the Alabama Crimson Tide, SEC representing. They're your national champions, fellas, national champions. How do y'all feel about that before we get into our question that we have on Saban?
I just feel like my Gators played the best game Alabama played this year. So
they actually did.
I think that's the only team that gave them a fight. And we look
Reg got on his phone as soon as we started talking Alabama.
No, man, this dude, every chance he get, he gonna throw one of his teams. This don't have nothing to do with Florida. But it ain't got nothing to do with Florida.
What's your thoughts?
This is the national. Exactly.
Reg does have a point, though.
He find every chance he gets to throw his teams in the conversation, and it don't even have nothing to do with it.
NFL where you know old Bill said.
Bring it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on over. We talk about, Florida trash.
You didn't say.
Look, the only thing he got from the national championship is that Florida gave him the best game this year.
You didn't say your thoughts on the game. You said your thoughts. And that was just what was going through my head.
What, Florida? Did Florida play in the championship?
I just see they didn't put up a good fight. And my Gators gave them a better fight.
How about Ohio State? How did they play?
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, bro.
I think Ohio State didn't have enough in the tank.
No, they didn't. And Justin Fields didn't look right.
And I'm going to say this. Defensive coordinator, man, whoever you was in Ohio State.
Oh, bro.
First of all, you didn't have one cornerback on the field to guard Devontae. And on top of that, he was the Heisman. He just got the Heisman like 4-5 days ago. And everybody knew he was going to get the ball.
12 times.
How could they throw him the ball 12 times? He catch the ball 12 times.
215 and 3 touchdowns in the first half.
And
that means you couldn't stop him from doing what he wanted to do.
And Whalen make a lot of sense because, but I'm saying.
Who didn't know Devontae was going to get the ball?
Yeah, but you know what?
Wide open, too.
But listen, we saying that, but Alabama had a bunch of weapons, so you can't just focus on number 6. Najee coming through. I mean, like, they have other receivers.
I can understand that, but when they throw it to him 5 times in a row, somebody got to do something.
Everything. You putting linebackers on.
Well, somebody got to do something.
I didn't even know Smith was that good.
What?
You didn't?
The ball is good.
What?
The ball is good.
He is a game changer.
You didn't see when he ran that punt return back on LSU up the middle of the field?
He had like a monster game for the semifinals. Against Notre Dame,
you know what?
He also won the MVP. Just to let everybody know.
Honestly, man, he shouldn't even be playing college ball this year. He should have been in the league because they not on his level in college, man.
He did break his index finger, I think.
Yeah, he did. That's why he didn't play the second half, but he put up a game.
Just
worth
imagine
of
if he'd have played the second half.
Oh, he'd have had probably 20
I think they'd have proved the point.
400 yards receiving.
I think they'd have proved the point. Because it looked like they was out
and not to mention Waddle was hurt too. He still was giving it his all, but that's another one. If he wasn't hurt,
and on top of that beatdown, Najee Harris had over 150 yards total, 3 touchdowns.
So come on, man. So that's
but that's after Devontae left.
And then the quarterback was playing excellent. I mean, so
with that being said,
shout out to them Louisiana prospects.
That's
yes,
7
sir.
rings.
Yes, sir.
7 rings for Nick Saban. He's won a national championship in 7 of his last 16 seasons. All the other 129 current head coaches have a combined 6
He's
national
now
championships.
passed up Bear Bryant. He's officially the number 1
Is he the
coach.
GOAT?
Yes, he is. He's
the GOAT.
officially the GOAT according to y'all in the rings. He's the GOAT.
Saban is the GOAT. I mean, you can't take away from him, boy. I mean,
No, you can't. He done figured out college.
Is that them Alabama rings or is that the LSU ring?
That's
on
the
that
LSU ring on that too.
he should have one LSU.
Yeah,
ring
that's
on
the
there.
LSU ring on that too.
He got one on there.
He the
got
truth
one.
now. He is the truth.
He went at 2 different schools, and like
And
you
I'm gonna
said,
say
he's
this
figured
here.
out college.
And let me say
He's figured
this
it out.
for all them people that he couldn't make it in the NFL. If he would have got Drew Brees and the owner wanted Dante Culpepper,
No,
it'd have been something different.
No, it wouldn't have. It wouldn't have because I read an article with Nick Saban one time, and he gave the real reason why he didn't.
He wanted Drew Brees.
No, he gave the real reason.
I saw the interview.
He gave the real reason why he didn't want to go coach in the NFL anymore, and he gave the real reason why he left. It wasn't behind Drew Brees. Okay, you're partially correct. You're partially correct
I know.
with
I
saying,
saw the interview.
but this is the way he said it. He said that when it comes to the NFL, he don't have full control over the players like he do in college.
Tell you. That's what it was all about.
Because he go up to $1 million wide receiver and tell him something, and the owner like him. It was bumping heads.
He's better with the kids.
Him and the GM.
And he couldn't get
Dante Culpepper had a knee injury.
Yeah.
Drew Brees had a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
And he wanted Drew Brees.
Yeah.
You can look
But
it
the
up.
doctors wouldn't even clear him with Miami, I believe, at the time. But New Orleans did, and that's how he ended up going.
Well, what their problem is?
Yeah, just.
But I totally understand it.
That's
man.
what he's saying right now.
And he's
he
saying,
ain't got control.
And he's saying in college, like these players coming, they trying to go to the NFL, so they gonna do whatever Nick Saban tell them because he gonna get them a chance to go to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So they come over there willing to do whatever. They buy in completely. But in the pros, it wasn't like that. He didn't have that control, and that's why he didn't like the NFL.
He's better with the college kids. You can just tell, and he gets them ready, he gets them prepared, and everything. And I mean, I don't see them stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, because you look at the recruiting class, they dominated
at
this year.
At this point,
they dominated the recruiting class.
Yeah,
this year.
That's every year.
Every year.
LSU and Alabama.
In Florida.
Oh, I had seen a
Ohio
picture
State.
of
LSU.
of his running back
Go
room.
Tigers.
LSU better to go
Tigers.
I seen a picture of his running back room that he had one year. It was Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara,
Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs,
Hey, man.
Mark Ingram. You can keep
Bro,
going.
don't get me
Mark
started.
Ingram, all at one time though, and they were all on the practice field
had,
together.
Scarborough.
I didn't even know Kamara was over there.
Yep.
Scarborough.
Yep,
Bo
sure
Scarborough.
enough. So I mean, when you can just,
Whatever.
I mean,
How you say
you
it?
ain't rebuilding,
Scarborough.
you reloading. That's what you're doing. You're not rebuilding at all.
Yep.
So congratulations to
LSU
the
better go
Alabama Crimson
reload.
Tide.
He don't even have to go recruit anymore. They call him, "Hey Nick, we coming."
pretty much.
Nick be going though. Nick be going.
He don't. No, he don't.
That's
have
how he
to.
caught that Rona.
Yeah, but he don't have to
You
go.
know, nobody want to say
don't
the
have to
real
go.
deal, but Nick know he was at somebody's house recruiting.
NBA, fellas, we about to get into the NBA because we had a lot that kind of shook up, but we're gonna. I'm gonna tell y'all how we're gonna do this first. First, we're gonna start with what happened last night. We had the Lakers and the Rockets. Watch this game.
Man, Brun shot that 3 in the corner and turned around and told them boys that's going in.
Yep, 26, 8-5. Won by 17 points. Lakers are now 9-3. Rockets are 3-6.
6-0 on the road too for the first time since 1985.
That wasn't the story though. The story was after the game because a lot of people said that James Harden had quit on his team. So what he said after the game last night, I love this city. I've literally done everything I can. This situation is crazy. It's something I don't think that we can fix, whatnot. And he was throwing his team under the bus and everything, and just basically said that the talent ain't good. The talent's not good where we at. I don't know what we're going to be able to do. I
He don't
want
want
to
to
be
even
here.
try. He don't want to even try.
You know what?
They got DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall over there.
Christian Wood.
Yeah, Christian Wood.
You know, they could be put.
He don't even want to try.
He
want to go play with nappy head.
That's the bottom line, man. The bottom line is he want to go play with.
I'm trying to set it up, man. I'm trying to set it up. So with that being said, okay, that happened.
How you just cut me off?
Well, no, because I'm going to give you a chance. Let me set it up.
He just cut me off.
I'm getting somewhere, bro. I'm getting somewhere.
Get to a comb.
Could you want to come
Get to a hot comb.
Look, we're talking ball right now, okay?
Yeah, come on, let's go. Set it up.
KD, 34, 9, and 13 single-handedly because Kyrie is AWOL. We don't know where he at. They went 6-6, 5-6. So that's where we stood with everything, right?
No, hold on.
So but this morning, hold on, let me finish.
Before you go, though, why don't you tell him what John Wall said? If you're going to do the story, do it right. James Harden
doing it, but you kept talking.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, John Wall said it's early in the season. I believe that we have talent over here, but when you have somebody that don't want to play, it's hard.
Don't want to buy
That's
in.
what he said. Don't want to buy
So
in.
they went back-to-back in the interviews after the game last night.
That happened last night, right?
Okay.
So as the day went on, everybody was saying that Houston would have to do something because you cannot have him in the locker room. It's toxic. So they told him to stay home. While he was staying home, they were working out a trade. A lot of people have been hearing rumors about the 76ers, about the Brooklyn Nets. They actually pulled the trade off. Harden is going to the Brooklyn Nets. That was reported by Wojnarowski, and it was a blockbuster trade. It was a lot of pieces being moved. The Rockets got Victor Oladipo, Dante Exum, 3 Brooklyn first-round picks, 1 Milwaukee first-round, and 4 Brooklyn first-round swaps.
True.
The Nets got
and
James
Karukas.
Harden. The Pacers got Karis LeVert and a second-rounder, and the Cavs got Jared Allen and Tyron Prince.
Tayshaun.
Tyron. No, that's not Tayshaun. Tyron.
Not Tayshaun.
No.
So, what are y'all thoughts on everything that happened last night leading up to the trade that happened today?
I've been looking at the reports. The Rockets was actually working with Harden on finding a place where he wanted to go, and not just because they was wanting to work with Harden, well, because the 2 destinations he was going to are the teams with the most to give. Because the 76ers had stuff to give, and obviously the Nets had a lot of young pieces with Jared Allen and Karis LeVert and some picks and stuff to get some other teams involved. I like Oladipo going over there with John Wall, Cousins, Wood.
Rockets actually have a good starting lineup now.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and they got something else, and I mean, with all the stuff they just got out the deal, they can still work.
They got first-round picks.
They said that the Rockets might. They said the Rockets could still deal Oladipo before the trade deadline, but worst case, they can see what he looked like with John Wall and Cousins, and they got Cousins coming off the bench too.
He's behind Christian Wood.
So
I mean, that's what's really going on with that. The Karis LeVert is finna get over there and get his chance in the spotlight. That's gonna boost you up a little bit.
Yeah, it will. It will. I'm happy. I'm happy about that with him. No, I'm not. And I got Oladipo in another league too. My thing about that is, okay,
team ball. That's what everybody doing these days.
What kind of ball James Harden gonna play over there?
Everybody doing it these days.
What is he doing? Is he going back to the old way he used to play? Because the way he been playing the last couple years, he not about to go do that in Brooklyn. He not about to get the ball and dribble for 35 seconds, damn near the whole game.
I think he know that.
KD not about to let that happen.
I think he know that though.
And
I
then
think that's the whole reason he wanted to go. I think he kind of knows that.
But who's on their bench? What the Nets team look like?
They traded a lot.
What the Nets team look like besides Kyrie and KD?
Don't even count Kyrie right now.
But he's a part of the team. He's in spirit right now. So
Yeah,
you got Kyrie,
people talking about he might
KD, and James Harden.
The earth is flat, man.
Yeah.
So who else is on their team and their bench? I mean, they got DeAndre Jordan. He's gonna be starting now because Jared Allen's gone. So he's going to be the center. So you have the 1, the 2, the 3 position. Who's the 4?
I seen him playing before we had started the podcast or whatnot, and they had dudes coming off the bench. I mean, you still got I forget his name, 3-point specialist.
Harris?
Harris. You still got Harris.
Okay.
But, I mean, when you got 3 superstars, you can just piecemeal everything else together. That's what you do. That's what they did in Miami when they got the big three. When they got AD, they just put parts around them. I mean, when you got the superstars, you got the superstars. But my thing is, it's on Kyrie. What is he going to do? Because right now, nobody knows. He just didn't contact the team, didn't let them know what's happening.
The NBA done took over it right now, and they investigating if he didn't violate protocol. If he did violate protocol, there's going to be 14 days. He got a quarantine.
Yeah, he at least ain't playing for 2 weeks.
So that's what I mean. That's if he violated protocol.
Yeah, but that's to
they
say
don't know if he
that's,
violated protocol.
that's
yet.
to say
He violated.
that's to say if he even coming back.
They're investigating it.
That's to say if he even coming back because he talking about he wasn't coming back.
Nets got the rights to him.
And for what
I
reason?
trade him right now
Because he according to him is what happened to the Capitol, and that's why he decided he didn't want to play no more.
Yep.
So that's why he been sitting out.
I can understand what happened at the Capitol was a bad thing, but what they got to do with you? You're getting paid. You have a job. You're getting millions.
Well, you know what? He on some
million.
other he on some other stuff because he was burning incense, in Boston the first game.
I was gonna say that.
You know what I'm saying? So he been doing all kind of crazy stuff, and then now he then went to this party and no mask and so I mean,
and he still think the earth flat.
And you didn't let your coach know, like, at least let the team know what's going on so they can have your back. You didn't even let the team know, like, oh, forget y'all.
Man, didn't Kyrie say that they didn't need a coach? He said that before the season started.
Kyrie says a lot
that him and KD don't need a coach. That him and Nash and KD they gonna all learn to work together.
But that don't work like that. That don't work like that.
He's Kyrie Irving,
and then
he's a champion, and he thinks he could
down.
do whatever he want to do.
He ain't no champ by himself. He hit a shot. That's what he did.
Oh, so now he hit a shot, but all this time he was throwing in my face he won the game.
Well, he did win the game. He hit the shot.
No, look how you said it, though. He's like, he hit a shot.
He hit a shot.
Like it was nothing.
That's what he did. And he been riding that, hitting the shot to all this foolishness he got
this
going
now,
on right
to
now.
this now. And that's he's been letting that carry on. He's took that with him the whole way.
So I'm gonna take a wait and see approach. I gotta see how it's gonna shape out.
Let me ask y'all this.
Harden need to lose about 10 pounds.
Let me ask y'all this.
He looking like Zeke out there.
Let me ask y'all this. So what y'all think the Nets gonna do? What y'all think the Nets gonna do?
That's what I was gonna throw it. I
I
was gonna throw it out there and see how y'all think that's gonna shift the power in the East because you still got Bucks, you still got Celtics.
Miami,
still got 76ers.
Miami.
Still got Miami. The
Vegas,
Raptors still over there.
Vegas bumped up the Nets to the finals.
They the finals, huh?
They bumped them up.
At the East?
Mm-hmm. East representative.
76ers with Doc Rivers, man. Remember that. MB playing some MVP basketball.
The 76ers playing
MB
real good
playing
ball
some
right now. Because
they say they like more of like a family coach over there right now.
He got Embiid.
And that makes a big difference.
And he got Embiid playing bully ball. You know what I mean?
If Harden, KD,
what
and Kyrie play right.
Yeah, he had a crazy game.
Oh, yeah, I got him on fantasy.
Oh, no.
If them three play right and get their head together,
Ben Simmons in the rookie.
But see, that's the thing.
Ben Simmons
in
the candidate for defensive player of the year already. Hey,
and you know, Ryan, I know you're saying a lot about the Nets, but they done lost some games to Charlotte and all kind of other teams this year too.
I'm not worried about that. It's early. It is real early. I'm
just talking about when the playoffs get here.
Yeah, that's it.
All them teams we just named, somebody gonna have to play somebody early.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
somebody gonna have to play somebody early in the playoffs.
Yep.
Let's check these standings
gonna
real
be
quick.
some upset.
Waylon is gonna cover you up a little bit. I don't mean to,
you all right?
but just talk over it. Your top 8 in the East right now. You got Boston number 1, Philly number 2, Milwaukee number 3, Indy number 4, Orlando number 5, Charlotte number 6, Brooklyn 7, and
see they way at 7 already right now, so they got to come up from the bottom.
Man.
Yeah, man, look, it's what 5 and 5, 6 and 6. The top is 7 and 3.
How far the Heat out?
The Heat, they 4 and 5. They 4 and 5. They're in the 9 spot. No, the 10 spot.
We got plenty of room to go.
They're in the 10 spot. And in the West, let me see where the West at. Here we go. We got the Lakers 9 and 3, number 1. Utah, they're playing great ball right now. They're 7 and 4. They're in the 2 spot.
They do that every year.
Clippers in the 3 spot. Phoenix is in the 4 spot. They're 7 and 4 right now.
Phoenix.
Portland, from the last podcast to this one, they're now in playoff seeding, if it was to start today.
Look
5
at
spot.
Steph Curry.
Dallas, 6 spot. Golden State, the 7 spot. Wiseman is playing good ball, too.
Yeah, they said they talked
Yeah, he was in foul
Steph.
trouble last night, though.
They called Steph out, and Steph came up and brought that team back.
He was in foul trouble last night. They trying to find their identity. They're not that bad. They just missing Clay.
Yep.
They just missing Clay. The extra 20-something, 30 points a game to be winning.
So that's where we at. I'm going to just give the league leaders real quick, or we got to get to UFC. NBA leader in points right now, even though they're losing, he's playing great.
Beal.
35 a game, man. He's playing great ball right now.
Yeah,
Bradley
we didn't
Beal.
even mention Westbrook and Bradley Beal over there in the East.
We forgot about that, too.
Number 2 is Steph Curry.
People that can make a run.
28.6 a game. You got C.J. McCollum playing good ball at number 3. Zach LaVine.
McCollum averaging
27-20. Yep. And Giannis, 27 points per game. He's in the 5th spot. Let me see. Okay, assists per game. You got Russ. He's getting 11 a game right now.
Westbrook.
James Harden, when he
Bill
was
leading
playing,
in points, Russ leading in assists.
Yeah, so they playing good together.
Nikola
not winning,
Jokic, the Joker, 10 a game. Trae Young and Chris Paul, 4th and 5th in the league in assists right now. And for rebounds, here we go. You got Andre Drummond. I think he's going to stay at the top in rebounds. 15.2 a game. You got Rudy Gobert, 13.7.
He got kicked in the back of his leg or something the other night, so he missed last game, Drummond.
Clint Capella,
Achilles,
DeMontis Sabonis, and Julius Randle.
See, I got to get rid of Jared Allen now, man. They didn't put him in a bad situation. They got him. He's going to be coming off the bench.
So that's what we got for NBA. We got some more stuff, but we'll cover that next week or whatnot. Coming up, January 23rd, we're going to give a little preview right now. We got Conor McGregor fighting the Lafayette.
Hold up. Before you go all the way to January 23rd, this weekend they do have some good UFC fights coming on at the Flash Forum. It's going to be on ABC, and they start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And main event for that fight is Max Holloway against Calvin Kattar. So that's going to be a good fight. They have some other good fights on the card. So stay tuned. Pay attention to that. There's some good fights during the day. I think they're trying to do it before the playoffs games start. So that's why they fighting at 2 o'clock. So if you want to watch some sports before the game, that's the sport to watch right there Saturday.
Okay. January 23rd, short little preview. We have Dustin Poirier fighting Conor McGregor. The second part 2 right here, the lightweight bout. Y'all thoughts on it? Conor been talking plenty trash, ball.
Conor said that he knocking Dustin out in 60 seconds, which I don't believe, and I'm willing to bet whoever want to bet that's not going to happen. And if he runs up like that, he going to get himself knocked out the way Dustin landing his shots. So I wouldn't just talk like that, but Conor McGregor gonna do what he do, and a lot of times he make those comments to bring more tickets to the fight. He know how to sell.
This the tale of the tape for everybody.
And Dustin Poirier just signed another 8-fight contract with the UFC, so he's not going nowhere no time soon.
Dustin is 33 fights, 26 and 6, 12 KO, 7 submissions. You got Conor McGregor, 26 fights, 22 wins, 4 losses, 19 KOs, and 1 submission. Same height. Conor McGregor, a little bit more reach, both southpaw. And that's the tale of the tape, man. I'm watching it.
The Diamond Man is in the building. Yeah, he going to lose this one.
Conor about to lose.
Because when he beat Dustin the first time, Dustin was giving him a good fight, but Dustin was also young, and Dustin didn't have no experience in a championship fight whatsoever. Really didn't have a lot of experience in a lot of 5-round fights. Since then, he's fought in so many 5-round fights to where he knows what to do now. So I'm taking Dustin Poirier on this one.
Conor been drinking too much proper number 12. I don't think he's going to do it. Not in 60 seconds, man. I think Dustin got it on his mind. It's going to be a good one. Really, I can see him winning. And that would be a good look. Real good look.
Yeah, because then that's going to set up number 3.
Mm-hmm. So anything else as far as fighting, combat sports?
Combat sports.
Because I don't Phil was talking about they might have had a Canelo fight this weekend. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they got some taekwondo going on in Okinawa this weekend as well. So
oh, man, get out of here.
Come check that out.
Promo.
Okay, all right. Well, with that being said, man, episode 15 of the Division Podcast is done. To catch more episodes, catch our library and whatnot, go to our YouTube page. We've been getting a lot of good response on Instagram, Facebook, but we need for you to go to our YouTube page.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe.
And leave comments. If you leave a good comment, you will make it onto the show.
And if you leave a bad comment, you're going to hear from Ryan.
The Division Podcast. Yes, you will. Just go ahead and click on it, share it, like. Also, our Facebook page, The Division Podcast, the same name. Like, share, comment. Pass it on to your people. Let them know if they have a phone. Just click it for them if they don't want to, because we need the love. And also on Instagram,
subscribe.
Did the Vision Podcast, the same thing. Also down here, if you're in the Lafayette area, Acadiana area, Cox Communications Channel 15. We premiere new episodes on Fridays at 6 p.m. We've been running those
LUS
pretty
Fiber
consistent
as well.
Yep. Check your local listeners to find out the channel. Also, if you want to hear the audio version of this podcast, you can go to aocinc.org, their podcast page. We're on the front. You can click on and listen there. You can also go to iTunes
on your phone
and Google Play and listen that way. And am I missing anything? I think that's all.
You did a real good job, Ryan, at the promotion.
That's it.
So anything else we got, fellas? We got like a minute. Any thoughts going out here?
I'm just ready for the weekend, man. You know, I'm ready for the Saints to, go ahead and make it to the NFC Championship.
We got the bet. We ain't forgetting the bet.
The bag bet is on.
Paper bag bet.
Paper bag bet
Let's
is
get on out of here, man.
It's gone. All right. With that being said, because Waylon rushing us, I'm Ryan G, the moderator.
I'm Mr. Taylor.
And I'm Reggie F. Baby.
And we out of here, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Peace. Enjoy football.
Peace.